So on my channel, I've really kept things basic and easy to understand. And in this particular episode, we're going to be refilling those little 1 pound camp bottles that you use out camping. So you do need a refillable type of bottle, but I'm going to show you, and you are just undeniably going to understand exactly how and why, and the benefits of refilling these bottles. Okay, so if you're ready to save a pile of money, let's go fill our own bottles. So I put a prop together to show you exactly what's happening on the inside of this bottle here. So we can't see what's going on inside the propane bottle, but what we do know is that on this proper refillable bottle here, we have what they call a spit valve. And the spit valve is essentially a method where there's a tube that runs down to the inside of this tank, and all of these compressed cylinders, you don't fill higher than 80% full. So that tube is at a measured distance here so that you can't overfill the propane bottle. So it would look something very similar to this here, my little demonstration model, where this particular line coming in here will be the tank that we're going to use, and we're going to fill liquid up in here. And you can see this this little spout right here is, we'll say that's about 80% for all intents and purposes here. And so when I fill this with liquid, it's actually going to shoot out liquid out of here. So it's essentially exactly what this propane bottle does out the spit valve, and you can kind of hear it. There's a little bit of gas left in there, not much. So I'm gonna demonstrate that back to back to you, and you can see exactly what's happening here. Okay, so the reason that tanks are only filled to 80% is to allow a little bit of expansion of the gas to have somewhere to go. If you filled that bottle right up to the top of liquid and capped it off, what would happen is, you know, we get some heat from the sun, heats the bottle up, and that gas, like, it wants to expand, right? So you could essentially experience a blevy, like it could burst. But by giving it a safety margin of 20% inside the tank, just to build some pressure up, it allows enough expansion that the gas will stay happy as a liquid form and not need to do anything else. That's it. Okay, so this demonstration is going to go a little bit fast here, so I'm going to use water as a medium to demonstrate exactly what's happening here. So I'm going to turn this on. It's very, very slow. Okay, and we'll wait for the liquid to come up in the bottle. So just like our propane bottle, we'd be filling it with our big tank and filling the bottom. Okay, and we got liquid coming in, and what happens when it gets to that 80% full mark, we're going to see what happens here out the top, out the vent, out the spit valve in this case. You see that? The excess comes out and that level maintains for the most part, right? So we close everything off and we'll have 80% of a full bottle left there. Okay, so what we got here is a regular 20-pound bottle that we use for, you know, maybe you got one on your gas barbecue, or you're out camping, you got it on your trailer or whatever. We're going to utilize that particular bottle, and we're going to be taking the liquid out of it and filling the liquid into our small bottle. When we use the propane bottles normally, we got them standing up like this, right? And so they're standing up like that, and we're taking the vapor off the top is what we always end up using. We don't actually use liquid in any of our services here for, you know, camping type of supplies. We're always burning vapor. But in this particular case, we're going to need to get the liquid into the smaller bottle, so I'm going to show you exactly how we do that. Okay, so I've got this little 90-degree fitting here, I've got everything closed, and I'm going to screw that on there. I'm going to open this valve. I got this one here closed. So I just wanted to demonstrate here that our tare weight of our bottle here is 0 on this little scale that I have. Now, it's not actually necessary to scale these in and out because of that spit valve that's built into this particular bottle. So, but I'm just doing this to show you that doing it this way, you're going to get exactly 1 pound of liquid propane in that cylinder, and it won't be overfilled. So here we're going to get started. We are at 0 pounds. And I'm just going to put this on just because it's easier to do it here. Okay, so we need the liquid out of there. So we're going to tip this upside down now. And we're just going to stand it on the edge of our table here. Makes it nice and easy. And if you were to do this, you know, while you're camping, you could put this on the edge of the picnic table. It wouldn't be a problem at all. So I do recommend wearing some kind of glove. The liquid propane is a cryogenic, so I believe the temperature when it's boiling off is around minus 34 degrees C, so it's very cold. And so what we're going to do is we're going to open the spit valve first, which is this little guy right here. Just open it up a quarter turn. We're going to leave our Allen key right there, and then we're going to open this valve here. And it's going to get a little bit stinky. They got, what the heck's it called, mercaptan in propane to make it smell so that you know that there's that gas present. Otherwise, it would just actually be non-detectable. So that's what they do for safety. So I'm going to open this up. And we've got liquid now filling the bottom of the bottle. So the liquid is coming up, and the air that you hear there, this is the gas space that's being replaced, right? So we're putting liquid in the bottom, and we need to get rid of it, or else it just pressures up, and we actually wouldn't get a full bottle if we did that. So we're just gonna let that go here. I'll tell you a little bit of a secret here about these bottles. So I got this on Amazon, and if you're in Canada and you look up the price of one of these bottles, it's $41 for one of these bottles. But if you go out to Amazon.com, which is the US state, you'll get them for $14 each. It's way cheaper just to pay the shipping and call it a day. Okay, so now we're starting to get some liquid coming out of there. We're going to shut that off. Okay, we're going to cap that. That bottle's full. There's 1 pound in there. I'm going to show you. So I've got my valve turned off here. I'm going to unscrew the bottle. Okay, so we take the bottle off of there. We drop it on the scale. We've got really close to 1 pound of propane. So that's that propane bottle is 80% full. Now these particular bottles here, so Flame King is one of the brands. There's a couple brands that actually make these refillable cylinders, and they all work essentially the same. But this particular bottle is more robust. It's heavy duty, and it's the only bottle that's actually certified by DOT for in the US and Transport Canada in Canada to be able to transport that refillable container. Okay, so we'll tip that bottle back up. And then we'll take off our fitting here, so we're going to make sure that we close it. I'm going to bleed off, standing out of the way here. Bleed off any excess propane. And then we can safely take our fitting off here. That's it, we're done. So I know there's a lot of videos out there, you know, on YouTube that are taking the regular camp bottles and refilling those. And the difference here in the bottles here is you can see that there's no valve like this one here. Okay, this is one that I have for my my little propane torch, but this is essentially the same fitting that you see on top of the camp bottles, right? And what guys are doing, and what they're showing you to do, is to take a pair of needle nose pliers and pull this valve up, and you can let your liquid fill up, and you put it on a scale back and forth to measure to see if you've got enough propane. And you know, quite frankly, it's a little bit sketchy, and it's actually illegal to fill those bottles in the first place. But that's the whole point of this video, is that I wanted to show you that there is a safe alternative to refilling your bottles, completely legal and really easy to do. And now that you understand exactly what's happening in that bottle and how that dip tube works down here and how the excess comes out, you'll feel safe you know, refilling your own bottles, because anybody can do this at home. Just need a little bit of know-how and video like this for instruction, and you're good to go. So if you've gotten something of value, really appreciate clicking that thumbs up, and leave a comment. Let me know how you're making out, and hey, we'll see you at the next Fix It.